Good morning, and good morning again on top of that. Welcome to beautiful, beautiful Barbados and a gorgeous sunrise. I don't know how many of you all said this morning that you want to wake up in Barbados, you wish you were here. Well, you are right now. All you got to do is lock your vision into into your memories and into your desires, and you can join me right here on this cliff at Belair in St. Philip. It is beautiful this morning. As usual, when we come up here, we are faced with lots of strong winds. Although the charts looked relatively light this morning, looking even lighter tomorrow morning, but this morning looked fairly good, so we decided to come up here. And also we know that we now have our microphone working fairly effectively, so we're going to have the opportunity hopefully to be able to bring you this view. Last time we were up here was in early January, came with my co-star, and as you'll remember at that time, very, very windy conditions, extremely difficult to bring you very much here except for wind and stuff. We didn't have the microphone working, although we did have it connected and we thought we were being smart and had it done, but that was not the case. But this morning we are connected up. I have been sort of like observing it this morning during the time that it has been showing you all the sunrise, and I haven't heard any crackling and stuff. But if you all do see anything like that, crackling, not the windy noises, because windy it's going to be full stop, but the crackling part we're trying to avoid. Beautiful sunrise this morning. Again, I don't know if you can get resolution, but while I am talking to you right now, what I'll do is I'll take a photo of it and I'll show you why you should be here with me rather than watching it on the lives, if you can possibly be, so you understand the clarity and the resolution that we're enjoying versus what you would be enjoying from where you are. The heavenly rays that are coming down from out of that sun this morning beyond those clouds are absolutely beautiful. I mean, stunning. I've just taken 3 shots here that would hopefully be able to give you an understanding of the kind of rays and beauty that you're experiencing here doing it live. Remember, we are encouraging you to join us, not only on a docile Saturday, but any day you would like. You gotta be a thrill seeker. You gotta be ready to leave home by around 4:30, 4:45 in the morning. You have to have your own trans station, and we'll alert you at 4 o'clock where it will be. Of course, weather and stuff makes a big difference. We're not going to go any further to the north of east or eastward, because we tried this morning to signal strengths along here. Very, very bad when again the other side of those buildings it drops right off until you get to the other point, so we're not fooling around with that. We do have a couple of dips where we're going, but hopefully we should have a good transmission this morning, and hopefully you'll be able to enjoy this beauty up here to the best of our ability. This is really, really stunning. What we'd like to do is we always do at this time of morning, looking into the sun, thanking God for the blessing of a new day, a brand new day, for us to make all the changes that we made yesterday, of the things we have made yesterday that we know were not correct. We'll try again today. Remember, at the end of the day, you're going to try your absolute best. As long as you try your absolute best, you can then pray comfortably for forgiveness, because you've done the absolute best you can. If you go today and decide to yourself that you're going to go and do all kind of unaccountable things, things that you know are not right and you could do better, and then you go and pray for forgiveness this evening or tonight when you're going to sleep, God knows, God knows everything before you even do it. He knows what you're about to do. So try and stay straight today. Try and bring the best that you can. Try and bring peace and love and kindness to yourself first, and then radiate that and reflect that off to everyone that you come in contact with today. Even if some people look as though they're not appreciating it, it makes no difference. The energy that you're expelling is all to do with beauty and peace and positivity, and the important part is you're having the freedom to share that with wherever you go, and don't camouflage it, don't pull a curtain over it and say, well, that person going to be angry if I say good morning to them. Man, say good morning or walk by with good morning in your heart if you feel that's necessary. But remember, live free. The freedom of living is to do as we desire. The freedom of living is to share love openly without any limitations. The freedom of living is to be who we are, not who we think people want us to be or who people may be happy with. If they're not content and happy with us, let them go along. That's not a problem. You just bid them farewell, wish them the best, and say check you later. Alright, time for our serenity prayer. Here we go. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Your will, not ours, be done. Amen. Thank you, Father, for this view this morning. Thank you for being able to share this with everyone, having the ability to come on this cliff and share this with you this morning, and also to have your company with me as I'm journeying along this trek this morning. Very soon, our co-star, sorry, my co-star, your star girl, will be back with us. But until then, she walks with me in my heart, and she's always with me in my mind. So you would know that she is here right now with me, just as all of you all are. Good morning to each and every one of you again. This is beautiful, beautiful Barbados. We're up in the area known as Belair. We're just to the west of what is called 𝗪𝗏. That is just around that point there itself, up by the white wall you're seeing distance. Another maybe 100 yards up, you will find 𝗪𝗏 in that inlet. You see start to go in from the actual furthest point. We're not being able to go up there. Signal up there is terrible. It's fine, we're doing a 4K or still shots, but to do a live broadcast, that is absolutely terrible. Now the sun on everything makes it look better, obviously with the exception of me, because I look good, period. Whether it's sun or no sun, whether it's any darkness or whether it's any shade, it makes no difference, because I am a fine specimen of a human being. I am known as the Bajan warrior. I'm Mr. Olympian. I am absolutely perfect. I don't strive for perfection. I am perfect. So as long as you know that and you understand that and accept that, that's how it is. When we did our 360 just now to show you how amazing I am, I actually use my massive body structure to shield the microphone, so you'll be able to hear everything without all the wind blasts and stuff. And I know it worked well because I have a huge physique, as you all know. Those that know me personally can't take their eyes off of me. So sometimes I had to put on a shirt and thing just to try and calm them down, you know, because the excitement and stuff. So as you can see, we're starting off this week just where we ended it off. We're talking our absolute truth. It'll be all about truth today. There's no fiction. There's no fabricating of the truth or anything. This is all truth above board. So good morning to each and every one of you all. Love you all. We're going to turn around now and enjoy a little bit more of the sun. Alright, so we're going to go around the wind a little bit further where there's a little less wind. I have a couple of things I want to mention to you, but those rays this morning, absolutely beautiful. See a lot of people on here that I have not seen for a little while, so welcome to all of you that have been missing in action recently. Remember, we have our EMC Live Warriors. They carry that badge, and there are quite a few of them on here this morning that come on every morning and stay with us and make sure that we do not walk this journey alone. The journey 246 is all about peace and love and happiness and kindness and sharing all of the positive things that we're blessed with. Remember, this originally formed from me being in an extremely dark place, the darkest place probably in my life ever, and now found a light on my knees, and that light just asked me to give away everything that they blessed me with. I've been doing that from that day on, and every day being blessed with more and more friends and family that I'm meeting, more brothers and sisters that are coming and holding my hand and walking the journey 246 with me. Alright, so there are different places you can park up here. You can actually park here at the moment on this vacant lot for now. The above, as you can see, some renovations are going on in that house. Obviously being purchased over to have a lovely pool deck and stuff. A lot of stuff is going on out there. So let's see how that progresses. It'll be fun to watch that. This cliff is springing up. At one time, no one wanted to build near a cliff up here in St. Philip, or no one wanted to build in Atlantic shores, etc., because of the sea blast and the sea spray. However, the healthiness of this kind of wind, this clean, fresh air, has enticed people to come to these areas, especially also for the serenity and peace and quietness, because up here is extremely quiet, especially along this cliff front area. Beautiful views, but appreciate that all of these homes here will get soaked with sea spray during the year. And if you get a big system that comes off here, waves will actually splash on these cliffs 30-40 feet in the air and come down over onto those homes. Not the actual concentrated wave, but you know, freckles of water and stuff from the sea blast will come onto those homes. It is beautiful this morning. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely amazing. I see someone in cliff here seeking their peace and serenity. I don't know if you can just say good morning to them, even if we spread our cheer and joy. Hopefully they'll be okay. I'm just going to bring them in. Good morning, how are you? Would you like to say hello to all of our friends all over the world? I don't want to put a camera on you until I ask you that this morning. It's too peaceful and serene. But we have people all over the world on Facebook. Would you like to say hello to them?
I usually walk and then come here and just say hello to the sea.
Well, yes, I saw you seeking your serenity.
Hi, morning everyone.
Are you on Facebook as well?
I am, but I don't really go on Facebook.
Well, this is the time for you to start back going, because we have a group called the EMC, and we come out every morning and watch the sunrise or the daybreak, or most mornings we have a community as well. It's all about peace and serenity and love and kindness and care. That's what you'll find this morning. That's why you're standing up here in this cliff, and that's what we represent. Okay. So my name is Nicholas Dean, and that's what you'll find me under on YouTube or Facebook. Our group is called the EMC-Gatherings, and we're on the Journey 246, which is bringing peace and love and all the positives that the world has forgotten to everyone again. You know, and freedom and love, you know, it's the freedom that we all deserve. Yeah. So what's your name again, sir?
Anna.
Anna. Hi, Anna. You have friends on Facebook?
I do.
Well, I hope they'll all tag you. You know someone called Jacqueline? By any chance?
I have so many people that are there that tag me that I don't know their names.
Her mom, before she passed, used to prepare sauce just over here in the back area, so you may know her, Jacqueline Maynard, or the Maynard family, I don't know. But either which way, they're on this morning, so I'm sure they'll tag you if they know.
I will look.
You have a fantastic day.
Thanks you do as well.
Spread your chair, enjoy, okay?
Thanks. Have a good day.
Okay, bye-bye. Alright, so we did a little microphone switching around there just now, so as you can appreciate, we may have come with some static. Let me do a quick double check here on my other apparatus and see if we're okay. I know I had asked you to do so for me, but I just want to try and preempt it if I can, and hopefully I'll be able to find out if we are having any issues or not. It's beautiful along here. I better step away a little bit from this cliff here because this building is quite big, and the walls that they have up are mainly all Barbados coral stone. So I don't want to really stay under the cliff area too much. Now remember, we've passed here before. We've seen this place many times, but you'd also remember it had a lot more wood around here. Wood, we had shown you how that disintegrates and stuff if you don't keep it well prepared and treat it up in these areas. Remember, the sea blast would destroy everything. If you have an air conditioner up here in this cliff, this is a guesstimate, huh? I would estimate you might get 6 months out of it. If you have a fridge up here, look for a year to 2 years at the most. If you have a television set up here, a year at the most. And there would just be my expectations from, based on what I've heard from people in the past. Sea spray, this is treacherous. Also, all your nails and stuff have to be a particular kind, stainless steel, brass kind of stuff you would use, so you don't get the corrosion, and it would not just rot, as you would see. The wood up in the top section of this building is a clear indication of what happens. You will see the rust even coming from the guttering, from the screws that were used on the guttering itself around the actual ridges of the building, so you understand what goes on. And you can see from this property here that these folks would obviously carry a regular maintenance on it. What you will also notice is of using natural stone as a wind block, and also a property marker. But if you look at the above side, look at the difference in height. Much higher. I would say a good maybe 8 to 10 foot higher on the above section than the lower section. That's to try and help share off the sea spray and the strong winds are experienced up here. But it's a beautiful property. It looks like a little oasis in the middle of this cliff. Absolutely beautiful. There's some new homes. One was constructed by the gentleman, I think it's Doyle, that owns the Crane Beach Resort. That's further up above 𝗟𝗏. That's going towards the St. Lawrence on the ridge itself. Massive homes, specifically designed just like his cranes at these houses at the crane up at 𝗬𝐻𝐶𝐵 Bay or Culpeper Island, specifically designed for hurricanes, to try and shelter off hurricanes and to ward off the strong winds and the heavy seas that may also incur up here. We will show you that one these days. We can get a better signal, but when you walk behind a house, it has so much metal in it that you cannot get a signal. So we've experienced that in the past. However, we'll try and do a 4K up there in that area for you. We've done it before. We've done it a couple of times on live. We've done it in a 4K as well. You can always go in there and put in 𝗟𝗏 or something. Maybe that will pop up. I'm not sure. But you could try and see. But we do have a lot of places on YouTube that we have done in the past. We have not done some of them recently because of the signal conditions and stuff, but we're returning because everything is changing along the cliff area. One time, no homes out here except for the Belair main house. So you used to actually have a little small golf course above here as well along these cliffs. I remember coming here, only fishermen and grass pasture. That has changed tremendously, as you can see. Even the intersection where you see all the houses in the background, none of them were there when I remember up here either. But beautiful. I'm going to give you a couple of 360s and spins today. This one is going to be a circle of love. Get ready for it. We're going to reverse the direction now. Hopefully everything is good and clear for you. Hopefully you're getting really good clarity. Here we go. Well, I'm honored to see another one of our big vloggers in the island. Pam Smith, welcome back to Barbados. It is great to see you back online again. I have been enjoying some of your photos and some of your vlogs as well, so welcome back to Barbados. Hopefully we will meet again. We've met once very briefly, and hopefully we'll be able to do so again. If you are here, which I'm sure you are, until Thursday, come and meet me please, or come and gather with us at Q in the community. That will be at, I think it's Golden Square in Bridgetown, so it should be a big queue. Should be great facility. It should be a lot of fun. So if you're here, come and join me and say hi to the family via our lens, please. All right, just to show you something here, we talk about why you wear 4x4s and not normal software. This is the reason why. Now you can walk across here in the fisherman's paths and not have any problems if you have on your 2x2s, you know, because it's pretty much smoothed off and stuff. But if you want to really explore the cliffs of Barbados, I highly recommend getting yourself a proper pair of hiking shoes. Remember, hiking shoes are specially designed with a much stronger sole. They also protect you with the ankle roll protection as well. I definitely recommend having a pair that are known as mid-cuts. I don't like high cuts because they restrict my ankle movement completely. However, mid-cuts help me with the roll. As you know, I do have that sexy walk, so I tend to look for a little support on the roll. Yes, I am sexy, period, but I have a sexy walk as well, which will be generated from a sexy person. So there you go. All right, this is one of the many blowholes you'll find up here. You're not seeing anything coming through it right now, but this is one of them that definitely spouts really big when the swells are up. So, oopsie, there we go. We just had a technical glitch. We're gonna get back online in a second. Just hold with me a minute. There we go. One more time. So, technology cannot keep up with me. I keep forgetting that, you know, because I'm such an amazing individual and I'm so creative and so fast that technology has difficulties in keeping up with me. So, bear with us if you see some skyward motions and stuff. We are going to be hopefully eliminated that fairly soon, because we're looking hopefully at getting a Bluetooth system for the phone, so you don't have that wire that connects that causes the limitations and obstructs the free movement of the gimbal, which also would steady it a lot, and then it would reduce the amount of times that it flips to the sky, because as soon as a gimbal gets any kind of resistance on it, because of they're actually built by drone companies, so if you get any resistance on the gimbal itself, to protect the motors, it tends to shut off the power. So that's basically what's happening when you see these skyward views and stuff, when myself, Nicole, or our beautiful, sorry, let me rephrase that, MY with cap locks, beautiful co-star, that is what would be happening for that reason. So hopefully we'll eliminate that. Again, everything takes its time, everything one step at a time. As you know, this has been basically built along the finances of retirement. So you all go to work today and work extremely hard, and what you could do maybe is go to your boss and say, listen, put an extra contribution in my NAS here for Nick. Jeez. I just love it. All right, now we've had the ash fall. That was back in, what, I think it was 2020. I can't remember. Somebody help me out there. Maybe 2021. But it was devastating for Barbados when it was happening. However, the greenery and luscious you're seeing now is just from a week or so of sprinkles and rainfall, and that is simply because the ashfall fertilizes everything. You can actually see the remnants of it in the cliff area as well. You will see here just mud mainly, because a lot of water, as you can see, bags in this area. However, you can see here where it is rock. Oopsie, there we go again. One more time. Let's try that again. Let's try it one more time. Let's see what goes on. What goes up must come down. So let's see what happens now. We're getting some real blows this morning, so just bear with me a minute. I'm trying to get us back online. Okay, it seems though we picked back up power. Let's try this again. Okay. So you're seeing the grayer stuff here. That would be a mixture of mud and the actual ash still. You'll find this all along the cliffs of St. Philip, along the northeastern cliffs as well, down by River Bay, along Rockfield and stuff. You'll find a lot of ash still in the actual coral, because as you know, coral doesn't really have that kind of filtration of mud and soil. It does have a filtration, but very slow. So, and also it's not porous like normal surface, so therefore you will get the ash still being trapped on top. So you can see the difference in the colors immediately. That's mud, mainly mud, and then you can see a lot of ash here on the surface of that. Just want to draw that to your attention. May not be very interesting to you, but it's interesting to me. So remember, I'm supposed to be sharing the beauty of Barbados through my eyes, not through yours. So when you all see pictures of me, you would know it's the beauty of Barbados through our eyes and not my eyes. Alright, just the distance here, small beach known as 𝗣𝗏𝗄𝗏 Beach. That is right by the Belair Great House, which is just there in the center of the camera now. and that is known as Deborah Beach. And then below there's what they call the Beachy Head. Beachy Head is referred to many times as actually being around the corner by Ginger Bay, which is not Beachy Head at all. It's called the Shanty or Ginger Bay, which is the third set of sand you're seeing now. The first set of sand you're seeing right here now is Deborah Bay. Second one would be Belair, which would be Belair Beach, which is known as the Beachy Head. And then we actually are making out the Crane Beach. That's the first Crane Beach, or we call it number 1 Crane Beach, the one to the most east or the northeast of the Crane itself. That is around from the resort. The resort beach you're not seeing from here. But the actual Shanty Beach, very little sand now, would be, if you count 2 bays over, you will then see an inlet there with a rock on it that goes into what is known as Shanty Beach. If you want to see that beach, you can get to it. You can't get down to it with the steps by Ginger Bay, where Ginger Bay Resort used to be before. However, you can get to it from the Crane number 1 beach and walk through the cave that's up there and come through the beach if you want to see it. Now this week, we are going, not this week, I would say the beginning of next month, but I am mentioning it now because I want you to plan for it. Whether you're here in Barbados or whether you're just visiting around that time, August the 1st is the first of 2 full moons in 1 month. Now, as you know, the second full moon is a blue moon. The first one, however, which is going to be on August the 1st, is called the Sturgeon moon. That is a power moon, or what they call a super moon. So tides will be extremely, extremely low. So if you're in Barbados around the 31st of July, June, let me see, 30 days, that's September, April, June, and yes, okay, 31st of July, or here through the 1st or the 2nd of August, you'll experience the lowest levels you'll probably ever see at any time. Supermoons tend to do that. Although they're minusculely closer to the Earth, they actually do pass a little closer than the regular full moon, and therefore it affects the tides much more. Higher high tides, lower low tides, and usually very rough sea conditions as well. Normally a swell is generated around that time. So that is one of them. And then we have one at the end of the month on the last day of August, which is known as a blue moon. That is also a super moon. If you're here around that time, 1 day before, 1 day after the actual full moon, you're going to get exceptionally low tides. Now these are tides that if you go to Sandy Beach and you walk out from in St. Lawrence Lagoon itself, where Worthing Beach, or Sandy Beach we call it, by the St. Lawrence Lagoon, you will be able to probably walk on dry sand when there's a super moon around. Regular full moons, you will walk out there between ankle deep, shin deep, sometimes knee deep of water at low tide. However, super moons, you will probably get dry sand on that bar as well. And most of the reef, if not all of the reef at the lagoon, will be up in the up above water level. It is also a great time to explore places like Sandy Lane Beach, the cliffs of the eastern and northeastern coast, because they carry a shelf on them that you do not normally see when it's like a low, even in a low tide you don't see the full shelf. At super low you are going to see a full shelf. Power of the ocean. I want to show you what's going on here. And of course my assistant this morning, who is almost as handsome as me. The only reason he's not as handsome is because you're not really picking him out as clearly as I am. But as you can see, he's over there waving to you all. Remember, he used to work for other people. He now works and coincides with myself. And I had to say our co-star because she's a part of the official committee now. So the power of Barbados. So this, when you get really big surf, as you can see, all of underneath of this cliff has pretty much been eaten out. So when these swells come in, they're going to hit and project back out, as you're seeing right now. However, any of these straight up faces, like a little further on the cliff itself, they will come straight up and then shower these homes with sea spray. I have sea spray all over the front of this camera, so I know for sure that even although I'm not feeling it on my skin right now, it is most definitely around. The air up here, fresh as you can possibly believe. There's nothing tainted in this air at all. It is just beautiful island sea air. Now, as you all know, many of you live in countries where you find that breathing sometimes a little bit difficult and that you have some lung problems and stuff. However, when you take a vacation in Barbados, not a tropics in Barbados, please. This is where the magic is. You will find that you're able to breathe freely, fill your lungs to their capacity without coughing or without finding any difficulty or tightness in your chest. That is because of our beautiful and fresh sea island air. So if you want to come to Barbados, if you've never been here before, you're probably saying, he's talking a lot of foolishness. I don't talk foolishness, I only talk the truth, but that is really factual. I can tell you a lot of people on here right now will tell you what it's like when you come to Barbados, of how much better you breathe and how much cleaner everything feels. It is just lovely. Cleaner, that is if you don't get a lot of sea spray on you. If you get a lot of sea spray on you, of course you're going to feel a little bit sticky and stuff, but that is because of your sea spray. But beautiful, beautiful Barbados. As you can see, this field here is littered with bush. I don't know how come they're not debushed yet. I'd like a house to build here. No, although I don't like houses on the cliff, I would much rather see a house than see this bush around here. But these actually do serve a great purpose. These hold sand in place. This is the, in case you do not know, this is the great bush, and this helps to hold the sand in place. It's also used a lot for hedges and stuff around the island. People plant it around the property and trim it. Looks really, really great. The actual fruit that bear on it, let me not call them fruit, let me call them berries, because fruit are things you should eat. I'm not going to advocate eating them at all. So let's call them the berries that grow on it. They go from green to red, and then they go to purple, and that's when they're absolutely ripe, but they still taste terrible. Do not put them in your mouth. I will not tell you to do that. That's why I'm calling them berries now, and we're not calling them fruit this morning. See, great police, good morning to you. I know you're all here because I saw you already starting up with me this morning, giving me some kind of static and then tell me don't worry to respond. Don't worry to respond? You gotta be joking. You know already that it is a hard thing to raise someone the correct way, and if you spare the rod, you will spoil the child. You know that. You're a Bajan, so you would know what I'm talking about. So that is why I unfortunately had to go through separation of myself and my co-star, but she'll be back with me very, very soon. Again, I'm going to emphasize my co-star. We have never been up on this mung before. I don't know if this mung was here or not, but we have a beautiful elevated view of Belair House. You can have your wedding here, you can have your reception here, you can have any big formal function you want. I remember when I was here, stayed here many times with the farmer family. They used to come up here and rent it around summertime. I remember sitting on these cliffs with Ashley and Trot and the others and getting ready to go and surf this huge swell that we were seeing on the outer 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗏 Reef. The reef that's surrounding us now is 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Reef. This goes round into the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, which is off of Long Beach and off of the airport section, and then it goes into 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. This is a natural reef that's about 30 feet, 25 to 30 feet. Sometimes it goes to as little as 20. That runs right around the coastline of the island. Starts up from around St. Lawrence Castle, and then it works its way right around past the crane and right down. Now normally on the big conditions, when you're having big surf conditions, all out here will have something looking like a white road. That's because all out here will be one big line just smashing on that reef, because when the bigger swells come in it tends to break. You'll also find that running right down in off of Oistins. You'll see it out in the middle of the ocean. That's where 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏s comes into play, and that's how we tell how these swells are also great for diving on. Beautiful. But this is the Belair house. As you can see, it has a swimming pool, it has tennis courts, it has everything. So if you're interested in any big functions, or even a getaway for a big family, a good reunion and stuff, this is a nice place to come and either just visit for the night or the day, or you can even rent accommodations here. As far as I know, it was up for sale the other day. Don't see for sale signs on it, so I don't know if it's sold, if they've changed their mind, or if the signs just dropped off and blew away. Not too sure about that. It's beautiful though. Just want to take you on a little elevated view that you can actually look in the property and see it. It is stunning. Absolutely stunning. I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth. You know, I never do that. But I would like to say that I would like to give kudos to Miss Kerr for walking with us on that hike on Saturday. We took her over some grueling areas. We may not have covered everywhere that we wanted to, but we certainly covered a lot. And kudos to her, because the words that I can put in her mouth, I don't know if she was spitting them back out, but I still can put them in her mouth, are a year ago she would have said, I can't do that. Can't do that. I know that word would have come up in her mind for sure. Well, I'm telling you, she did it, and that's a year later. You know why? Determination, dedication, and realizing that you can do stuff, even if you have to do it differently than what you think. You can do stuff. All you got to do is pray, ask for the strength, and then apply yourself. Remember, you can't get fitness from praying. You got to get up and work your body. If you don't work your body, you cannot get fitness. So Miss Kira has been doing that week by week, and she was able to actually go with us on that hike. Good morning to our hikologist. I would have to call him our surfologist, and I don't like the word mountain goat, so we can call him our goatologist. Good morning, goatologist. Welcome hopefully you're on board here this morning. Hopefully the firewoman is well. I think you said firewoman or fire lady, but either which way, the fire person, you know I'm referring to, hope she's well. Hopefully she'll be back here real soon, because love to do one of these walks with the two of you all, and also the co-star as well, and anyone else that may want to join us on that day. All right, so along the cliff we go. So we told you before that you don't have to go all over to the east side of the island to get cliffs. We've shown you the cliff areas, or some of them, the lower ones around Inchmarlow and stuff. We will be taking you to the Paragon Cliffs in the near future. There is a planned tour up there that Nicole wants to do herself, so we're going to save that point for her. There's all up there cliffs that run right up to Foul Bay, and then from Foul Bay, well, you have to really walk past the crane because you can't really get to the cliffs otherwise. But then after the crane, you can get onto these types of cliffs here and make your way via some road sections along the beautiful cliffs. So the wiring that we have on is pulling the gimbal, as you all can know. So if you flick out, you understand what's going on. But although the other wiring did not pull the gimbal, it didn't work either. So let's go with the flying to the sky on occasions so that we can take you over areas such as this. Here we go. So you see, I'm not really that close to the cliff. I would say maybe 3 feet from the edge, but I am in safe zone. And you all remember, I'm an Olympian. You all do not try that unless you're extremely steady. You may not be versed in tightrope walking as I am, so I don't want you to find yourself in difficulty or having a trauma, because if you drop off of here, yes, you may survive the impact, but you've got to wash in on that beach. I don't know how many of you would like that. It's not a lot of fun. So we see some young artificial fruit, not fruit, artificial berries that are coming up on this tree. Wait, how many tree? Bush. I don't know what's going on. That's 3 mistakes in one. Maybe I'm just talking too fast. I don't see man come on here, but you, all you're doing is tripping up your own tongue, blah, blah, whatever, man. So, let's restate it. So all those that may have misheard it before or heard it before and taken it in wrong context. These are young berries off of the 𝗟𝗏 bush. Okay? They have not actually matured yet. We've seen them all around the island. You will notice in our travels, you've seen some that are almost matured, you've seen some that are matured, you've seen people eating some, you've seen people picking some. When we were down in Belplain or down on Long Pond a couple of weeks ago, there were some people in the hills, you saw the pigtail buckets while they were in the bushes picking out the 𝗟𝗏. Well, you will understand the season is not a defined season. I always thought 𝗟𝗏 season was like a cane season or something else. It was only one mature time. That is not factual at all. Around the island we have seen it. We've seen 𝗟𝗏 all times of the year in different sections of the island we go. So that will just show you that for sure. Alright, so this is a well here. I remember the thrill-seeking days of Ashley on this cliff, climbing down in here and coming out through the escape, through the bottom and coming in on the beach. That is one of the adventurous people I used to be around all the time. Farmer family, as I mentioned before. Good morning to each and every one of you all that do come across this broadcast. You know, whenever I walk the streets, the roads, the beaches or the cliffs of Barbados, and memories of people come to mind, I don't let those memories slip by, you know, because when you let memories slip by and you don't bring them back to life, people disappear from you completely. And you know, and those that are gone will stay with you forever, as long as you keep those memories intact, as long as you keep pulling those precious memories in all the time. Those that have departed and gone and are waiting us at a later date, they will be forgotten, so let us not forget them. Today at some stage again, think of someone that either you loved or someone that you should have loved, but for some unknown reason you all had a fallout and you now are regretting it, and you're saying to yourself, I wish I had spent a little more time trying to make it up and trying to be peaceful with them and tell them that I love them. I wish I had that. I wish. It doesn't work that way. There's no wishing here. You either do it or you don't do it. So all I can say is that if today you have a family member that you have sort of like distanced yourself from a long time, and you think that they have changed, because sometimes people don't change, and therefore all you're doing is wasting your positive energy and yourself on trying to pursue them, because you've done that millions of times, it didn't work. But if you think you've seen a change in them at any time, and you think that they will welcome I love you, please pick up the phone, get on your keyboard, something, tell them you love them, because the opportunity will not come again. If it's a person that's negative, that you see as stuck in their ways, and that is even worse than they were when you last saw them, and I say worse, I shouldn't say that because that's a judgmental word, but when they are not following a journey that you want to follow for yourself, that's the best way of putting it, because you're following a positive journey full of love and friendship and happiness. If they're not following that, don't waste your time. Don't encircle yourself with negative people. This world has enough negativity in it. You need to encircle yourself with people that are strong, that have a similar state of mind, and that want the best for you, not someone that wants to pull away your happiness so you can join them in sadness. Don't let that happen, please. Life is too short and life is too precious to let negative people come in your life and destroy your serenity or your peace. Beautiful homes up here. These are rentals. I know there are quite a few people that rent along this cliff that are in our family. Actually, quite a few of them. They always thought with Belair, whether it is here exactly or further up. But as you can see, these are some absolutely lovely villa sections over here. So if you want accommodations up here, quite easy to get. I did say this is going to be a short vlog. I said that. I'm sure I said that. I said that last week. We ended up an hour and 15 minutes at Q. So whatever. So anyhow, we're going to try a second entrance to get here. Halfway up the straight going to St. Lawrence Castle. This is the entrance. You'll come down a long road that will bring you right down in here. Remember, this is a residential area. Please do not park indiscriminately in front of someone's gate, or block anyone, or park in Millie Road and get out and go because it's more convenient for you. You don't feel like walking and it's a me. No, it's not me. It's us, we. Remember that. So think of your neighbor, think of your friend, think of those that surround you as well. This building here has been like this for a long time. The billionaire said he was going to buy it, but we already know that he is so cheap that he's not spending money. But what a beautiful place. This, for the time I saw this here, I would say the first time that I saw this building was when I was probably about 12. I mean, really looked at it. And at that time I said, I'm going to buy this home. Well, that never happened. But my heart's still there. I would love to buy this property. It is beautiful. It is sitting right on a section that when there are hurricanes, the sea comes straight down through here and runs right down through the bottom. So when you have a really big swell, I haven't seen that since Hurricane Allen. When I finished surfing down in Dover at Hurricane Allen, I came up here to see what it was like impacting these cliffs, and the sea was actually running right down through here and coming in onto the Beachy Head section, which is further on in Belair. However, unless you get something extremely powerful or very, I can't say unnatural because it is a natural phenomenon, a hurricane, but something that is totally unexpected, you will find this here dry all the time. You can see the amount of growth there's occurred here. Now, when I'm talking about, when I saw that, after that, well, there wasn't that much growth anyhow, because we had been seeing regular hurricanes in those days pass into the, oh, there we go again, pass into the east of the island. However, Hurricane Allen, Hurricane David, and Hugo did tremendous damage. There are other ones as well, but there are three that I remember because I surfed all three of those as well. Alright, so we make our way down by Deborah Beach. We're going to go up on the other side, sit down that bench where we like to say our farewells on. I don't really mind the time. You know what? I really don't look at a watch. I look at how I feel. If I am walking and a positive messages come to me that I want to say farewell using them, I will stop the vlog right there. However, if I'm walking and I don't feel that message coming, the one that I can relate to from my heart and the way I'm feeling, then I tend to walk on a little further. So sometimes you hear me say I'm going to stop now, and then I keep going, and it's because I move on what I feel. And that's how I like to work nowadays. I don't like to force anything. These vlogs are not to be forced. These are supposed to be done with my heart and with my soul, and that's what we do all the time. So this is a beautiful property. You can see the potential, and you can see how amazing this property was when it was obviously in its heyday. I've seen it with a roof on, I've seen it with the doors on, I've seen it with the floorboards in, but not being lived in, and then I've seen it just decay and go to what we're seeing right now. But beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You see the cut rock, coral stone, sod stone on the inside. That's what all these walls are made up from. They're very, very thick. You can see the structures withstood the hurricane force winds of past, which would have been Jeanette, etc., and would have withstood all of this here. But beautiful. Over here would probably be the garage, and then maybe in those days you call them the maid's quarters. You now call them your assistant's quarters, and that's where you'll find them. All right, so we're going to work our way up here. Again, this must have been absolutely stunning in its heyday. When you used to come out here, I guess the people that lived on this cliff, in this house especially, would have views out here to just sit down and relax and enjoy the beauty. So we're in the valley that we were just talking about, that the sea will come through. I have seen water coming through here, so no exaggeration, that's the truth. I've seen that. I would like to see it again, because to see that, we would have to have so much devastation to the coastline of this island. So I'm not looking forward to seeing it again, but if it ever happens and I am given the ability, I'm blessed with life, I will come and show you these things, because these are things that we don't like to miss. And I never caught it on camera. I would love to be able to capture anything like that on camera if it happens. I'm not wishing for it to happen though, please note that. Again, another beautiful view from here. So Billionaire, come on, cheese on breads. You told me that you had 16 villas on the west coast. Try and take out the money out of one of the mattresses and bring it up here and buy this here, man, and try and, you know, put this in lovely condition and invite me up every weekend, please. Stand in order. I don't remember ever having seen a building here, but I do see the steps and I do see the beautiful bench in the distance. We're not in a blind right now. We could walk across this cliff and show you. Yes, let's do that actually, because if you sit on that bench, we're going to look right into the sun. I'd rather show you a beautiful beach, because I know that one of our warriors is on here. Elise, if you're on, I think I saw you on this morning, speaking of the correction. Again, just to show you the grey ash that's in this coral stone. Alright, so that is all the grey ash that you're seeing now. Yeah, this gimbal is giving me some licks this morning, but don't mind. We shall persevere. That's how we do it. Let's go again. Alright, so in the distance, you're seeing what people call Beachy Head. Some people call it Belair Beach, just Beachy Head. That's just beyond here. We're going to walk across this cliff here. You can see how beautiful this is. You can imagine how lovely it would be to live out here and have this here as a shelter for your property. That's also why you like that house as well. You wouldn't get the intensity blast you get if you were right on the cliff as the other ones would be. You would still get it, but nothing like that, of course. You can see it's a fisherman's paradise by all of the white PVC tubing that's put in here. That is put in the cliffs by a lot of guys now, something that's become very, very popular. And that is so that they will be able to put out multiple rods, or leave out the rods and go and sit back and drink a rum. Or talking about rum, I don't know why a name like Simon Thompson will come to mind now. Good morning, Simon, a water baby who cannot swim. Hopefully you're online this morning. She told me that she was on vacation and she just returned, so she's trying to recuperate. I don't know how you could be on vacation when the thing you do is not work. You may get paid for it, but we know you don't work at all. So good morning to you, and hopefully you're well this morning. Beautiful morning. Are you going to right out the end of this cliff? And that's where we'll say our farewells, because that's a perfect point, and I'm feeling it coming on now. So remember, you're going to want proper shoes to walk across here. Yes, you could come across this software, but you'll be limited to where you can go. So please buy your pair of hikers and bring them with you on vacation. They're a little bit heavy, so put them on your foot. Put your slippers you normally wear in your aircraft in your suitcase, and bring them with you, because it's important. If you're physically able to do stuff like this, you want to explore Barbados. Find Barbados that you may not have found before, because Barbados is certainly not tired. Barbados is tired if you stop looking. It's when you stop looking it becomes tired. Remember that. Alright, so we're at the very edge of the cliff now, very point of the cliff, and you can see now. Before, again, in the days I'm talking about when I was in my teens, out here used to have a beach. That has gone as well. I haven't seen that for a long time. The sand from here has definitely shifted. However, very similar to Bottom Bay, to Palmetto Bay, to numerous other, Harry Smith, etc. Lots of coconut trees right along the cliff. Behind all of the bush you're seeing there that's growing, there are walkable tracks. There are some little caves and the inlets and stuff as well. So if you're coming out here, just be careful. Just don't go right up underneath and put your towel up inside the actual crabgrass area. Come off onto the beach a little bit. Just be conscious of what's around you. I do not rate this as a +4, because there's so many residences around here, and it's actually used a lot by the residences in this area for sea bass. Although you're seeing it very rough, people up here are familiar with this. This is normal conditions for them. Actually, today is a calm condition for them, so they will come out and swim later on. Get balled up and stuff, but that's all the fun of the East Coast, as you would know if you like body surfing and thing. So just be careful if you're coming here, though. Don't bring a lot of valuables on the beach with you. Parking for this exact area, again, residential, just in here. Just before you get to the one that we showed you just now where the War Wagon was parked, you would take a right-hand turn, the last right. You would feather yourself around all of the properties here, and then you could park in that general area. Remember, this is residential. It is not a big car park area. It is very limited rooms, so don't come here with 20 people in different vehicles to say, well, we're going to come and have a beach party, because you will cause a problem. If you're doing that, use some of the vacant lot just prior to here where you would have seen that home. You can park out there, and then you can walk the rest of the way and go via steps down here. You'll also see some steps that are leading up in the distance here, in the center of the camera. They go up to the property above, which I think is called Falmouth. And also the residences around there. There is no public access or thoroughfare through there, so don't go up those steps and go up there and cause any problems for any people in the area, please. At the very end is my secret spot. That is where a big rock, as you can see, has dropped off of the cliff at the end of this beach here. There's sand between the cliff and the rock itself. You can walk around between there and enjoy down in there. It's absolutely beautiful and very laid back. I know you all are crying, man. I see the tears going up here. I see sad faces. It's alright, I'm going to rectify that now. I'm here. Don't worry. Fear not. I am here. I was not going to go off without talking to you all, let you all see me, because what kind of day would you have? Horrible days. I'm going to make sure I make this day really, really good for you. Anyways, thank you again for joining us this morning. To all the EMC Live Warriors are on right now, man, my heart goes out to you all. Thank you so much, you know, because I can do this here without having anyone to scream, but then I don't get the motivation and the aggravation that I get from you all. So that helps me to grow as well. It also creates topics that I can bring into discussion. When I see you all quiet, I like to aggravate you a little bit to make sure you start talking again. To anyone that's watched this later on, I encourage you to come onto Facebook and have a look at the comments that are going up, because the care and the love and the kindness that is shared here, and also the camaraderie and the humor is unbelievable. You're missing half of the fun if you're not watching the comments. So come on to Facebook and watch that as well. Also send your friends requests to us on Facebook, to me on Facebook, and I'll send you a map along with some information to get you up and running really quickly, explain to you how to use the YouTube to the better, in a better way that can be more user friendly for you, and also just an understanding of what Barbados has. And anywhere you see in Barbados, we've done all the coastline. The only piece we have not done, I said all the time, I say we've done all. The only piece we have not done now officially is a little bit of section here by Cove Bay, because we had to cut short the other day, just by 𝗵𝗂𝗃 Tenerife itself, and then a little bit of section between North Point Beach Resort and 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗃 Cave. Otherwise, we've covered the entire coastline, every beach, a majority of the scenic locations, especially the natural and beautiful locations like the forests and the gardens and stuff. So they will give you an understanding of where to look and what to look for on YouTube, so you can keep yourself up to date, or maybe explore areas that you've never seen and see if they're the ones you want to go to physically, or if you want to go to somewhere else and better time your vacation and plan your vacation going forward. Thank you again for joining us. Remember, we're all about peace and serenity and happiness and joy and care and kindness. We all struggle. Every day we are challenged. Every one of us in here is challenged. None of us go through the day and say, oh, I have so much money, don't have to worry about paying that bill. Or, man, I got such a lovely house, I don't have to worry about doing anything. Or some people are saying, man, where am I going to get food from today? You know, that is the truth. That's how some people are. Some people are cutting corners just to survive, and that's how it is right now. It's, you know, so remember that when you come up to someone today and they may look aggravated and angry and upset, don't take it personally. Think about what they could be going through. Imagine what they could have done. They could have lost their family. They could have lost a friend, you know, a loved one. You know, people suffer in different ways. Although we don't show it externally sometimes, it comes out when someone comes around with positivity, because we're feeling so much negative that our response is going to be negative. So look for the positive in everything. We've said it before, we can say it again. No matter how dark and cloudy the day is, the sun is shining, you got to find it. Just look for it. Even if it's obscured, know it's there. It's just like God. If you can't find God, or you've lost your direction for your own light, I'm finding God, you can find your own light, and you lose that direction, hold someone's hand, because we're all walking to a positive light, and they will help you until you get back on track. So from myself and from myself and on behalf of our co-star and all of our EMC family, I wish you all a pleasant day filled with peace and events that will turn into precious memories. Remember, reach out to those that you love if they are going to be receptive of it. If not, just pass. If you pass them, say hi, how are you going, and move on. Don't fill yourself with negatives in life. You've tried your best, I am sure, with many people, but you know, if they've seen the changes in them, remember, we've all changed. I have changed. I have changed completely. This is a new life for me, brand new life for me. Always think I had a good heart, always think I was a kind person, but this is a brand new life. So anyone can change, and me seeing the changes in myself, know that others can. So if they have changed a little bit and you've seen that, please try reaching out. And then again, if you get a negativity coming back at you, well, you've done your best. You have played your part. Have a great day. Love you all. Peace and love from Barbados, and of course from Beachy Head, Sydney Parish, St. Philip. See you all later.